Boy. Ay. Oh, God. Hi, I'm Beryl, and the theme for today's episode is holiday desserts. I'm stressed. Honestly, I'm stressed. I'm going to attempt to make 5 holiday desserts from 5 countries. I'm not a baker. I am not a baker. So let's see what happens. I'm not even being nice about it. I'm bad at this.
So my name is Santi. I live in Brussels in Belgium, but I grew up in France. And my mother's side of the family is from the region of Galicia in Spain. The holiday dessert that I want to talk about is Leche Frita, which in Spanish literally means fried milk. It's basically a milk cream that you solidify in the fridge, and then you fry it with a flour and egg batter. And once it's fried, you roll it around in a mix of cinnamon and sugar. So when you bite into it, you get that crispy outside from the batter and from the sugar. And then when you get to the inside, it's this really soft and sweet milk cream. Leche frita is a typical dessert from all across northern Spain, like Galicia, Asturias, Castilla y León. It's usually something that's homemade. It's not something that you'll buy outside. So everyone sort of has their own recipe for it. Everyone has their own little variations. It's not really a holiday food specifically. It just happens to be a holiday food for me because growing up in France and my grandma being from Spain, she was the one who would make leche frita, and we would only see each other on holidays. So I've learned to make it too with her recipe. And since my grandma is here with me for a week of holidays, we made some together today. I hope you like them as much as we do.
Muy bueno.
So let's begin at the end, because I think at the end of the day, I think I made it. Whoa. Not graceful. Wow. This is sweet. The texture is very interesting. It's just a cooked down milk. Okay, so making this dessert, this was really hard. In Santi's defense, he set me up for success. Like, he sent me videos, he sent me photos to help me along the way. I still failed. I had to throw out the first batch entirely. It did not set at all, and it was super lumpy. I did it again. This time it was smoother. It looked a little better. I think that what was so difficult about this was like knowing when to stop. Because I had no idea when to stop stirring, when to really take it off of the heat. I think you kind of just like need to know. You need to be Santi's grandma. That's the solution. Now that I know what it takes to make fried milk, first of all, support your local grandmas, you know? Like, this was so much work. Also, it's crazy tasting. The texture is a little bit gooey. I thought it might be more like a marshmallow, but like the batter on the outside makes it a lot, like have like a little bit more integrity. You can taste the lemon, you can taste the cinnamon. It's something that I feel like you can also taste the work. If this is as hard as it gets, I think that I'll be okay in this episode, but you know, I've got more dishes to make. I'm gonna take a break from baking and treat myself to some Japanese snacks from Bokusu. Bokusu is a curated Japanese snack box company. Every month they pick a theme. Ooh, let's change the background for this theme. That's better. They pick a theme and curate a box of sweets, savory things, and teas to send to you. The box is packed full of snacks from all over Japan, and the accompanying guide explains them all to you so you don't have to wonder what you're eating. Another nice thing about Bokusu is that they work with small family-run companies, so you get to try new things. I'm gonna try something myself. While I was filming the shots, the white cheese puff called my name. It looks like a fancy Pop-Tart. Oh, it's so good. This literally tastes like the inside of a Kit Kat, like the good crunchy part. There is still a bit of time left before the holiday season, and if you use my code BERYL15, it will give you $15 off your order. Okay. Let's get back to the baking. I can do this. I can do this.
My name is Kiki. I live in Central Texas in the United States of America. And the dish I would like to share with everyone is lemon bars, also known to some people as lemon squares. You start off with a buttery, flaky, lemony shortbread, and then you put the smoothest, silkiest, tangiest lemon curd over the top of it. Bake it all. Put some powdered sugar over the top when they're done. Then you cut them into bars and you serve. There's this sweetness to them, but the lemon flavor is so strong because you have lemons in the shortbread and lemons in the curd. And you probably are gonna end up using a bunch of parts of a bunch of lemons. So I love lemon bars first and foremost because they remind me of home. They are my favorite dessert ever, and they remind me of my family, and they remind me of amazing times with my friends too now. I think people should try them because I think there's something in a good lemon bar for everyone. If you don't like desserts that are too sweet, you'll probably love them. If you don't like desserts that don't have a lot of flavor, you'll love them because they have a lot of flavor. It's like a combination of a cookie and a pie, and it's just like, I don't think I've ever met anyone who's ever hated a lemon bar. Maybe you're out there, maybe you're not, but I think everyone should give them a try because there's something in them for everyone.
Oh God, the bottom is raw. I don't know what I did wrong here. The short crust did not cook the whole way. But I think that the lemon curd is good. But the bottom just does not look right. I'm just gonna eat the top. Oh, that's so good. Okay, half success, half fail. I think when I was talking about the fried milk, I probably jinxed myself.
I think that I'll be okay in this episode.
Cause this is not great. There's nothing in the pastry that is raw, but oh, no, that is not good. No, that does not taste good, Beryl. Here's what happened. When I kind of pre-baked the crust, I thought, doesn't look baked enough, but when I was like, I'm gonna bake it again with the curd, so it's probably fine, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. So I should have just baked it longer. Wow, this curd is really good though. Super lemony, the color is just absolutely beautiful. The texture is so soft. If you are somebody who likes sour foods, I just feel like this is totally gonna be up your alley. It's sweet, but definitely sour. And I think that you could really use any kind of citrus, like a lime bar, maybe orange bars. Orange bars would be cool. I like that idea. This lemon bar is making me very nostalgic for my lemon episode. If you haven't seen that, I am linking it in the description. It was such a fun episode, and lemons are just awesome. Okay, my final thoughts are, this was a relatively simple dish to make. I mean, look, I messed it up, but I think it was just that I should have trusted my gut. When I saw that crust not looking good, I should have been back in the oven, but I didn't because I don't trust myself when it comes to baking. Not at all. So what can you do? I want to talk about the artist behind me today. Her name is Briana Crotinger, but she often goes by PB. She draws everything in ballpoint pen and then paints with tea or coffee. Her drawings are so much fun, and I love how she's painting using things that are unexpected. She sent me some prints, and we're gonna be doing a giveaway over on my Instagram. It's just an easier way to get in touch with people. My Instagram is in the description, so you can follow me there to find the giveaway. Okay, now let's get back to baking.
Hi Beryl, my name is Annika and I was born and raised in a little village in eastern Austria, but I've been living in our capital in Vienna since 2014. The dish that I want to share with you today is called Kaiserschmarrn mit Zwetschgenröster. which translated means something like the emperor's mess or the emperor's nonsense with the plum compote. It looks like you took a few pancakes and you ripped and teared them apart. You placed them on a plate and you dusted with powdered sugar. It's soft and crispy and fruity and sweet, and I think that is a very round dish, and that is what it's supposed to be. The traditional way is to eat the Kaiserschmarrn with raisins in the batter. And like with everything that contains raisins, the whole population of Austria, I think, is divided on that, whether you should have it with raisins or without. But the traditional Kaiserschmarrn is with raisins, and I also prefer it that way. In Austria, on the Christmas markets, you can actually very often get Kaiserschmarrn. You can also get it in a lot of restaurants, but you especially get it when you're skiing in the mountains.
Yum, nothing like a burnt pancake.
I think people should try Kaiserschmarrn because it's comforting. It's a lot of textures, flavors that go along together so well, and it's like a warm hug on a dark winter day, and who doesn't like that?
I burned the bottom, but I didn't feel like it warranted me remaking the whole pancake. Just for like a little bit of a burnt bottom. Better than a soggy bottom. Eh? In essence, I'm just about to eat a ginormous pancake with raisins in it. In applesauce? That is delicious. This doesn't even taste burnt. Oh, it tastes a little burnt. Whipping the egg whites and putting that into the batter, this is like the fluffiest, spongiest pancake. It is so delicious. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it just tastes like a big pancake. I don't think there's any flavors in this that are like very, very different, but the texture is very different from an American style pancake. I have done 2 pancake episodes, by the way. If you want to see other pancake dishes, I'm like really talking about episodes past right now. I'm feeling nostalgic, but this is cool. I like that it's like a dessert. I can see how this would be really fun to share with people. And I love the raisins. Get a little bit of that powdered sugar. Overall, I think this was simple to make. The burned bottom was mostly, I think, due to my stupid camper stove. It just doesn't go that low. And maybe the butter also kind of made it browned it more. I'm acting as if I truly know things here, but I that's just my guess. The idea of this for a holiday party I really like, because sometimes you don't want to commit to like a huge piece of cake, you know? You want a lot of little things, and this allows you to have a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that, you know, you can get a lot on the plate, you know what I mean? I don't like committing to food. I like to have all of it.
My name is Nikita. I am from South Africa, living in the United States. The festive dessert I want to share with you today is called Melktert, or Melktert in English. Melktert is an Afrikaans word for milk tart, which is one of South Africa's 11 official languages. The milk tart is a custardy and milky filling encased in a short crust pastry, adorned with a generous dusting of cinnamon before it is chilled to perfection in the refrigerator. Milk tart tastes sweet and milky with a taste of warm cinnamon. It is rich and light at the same time. I really adore milk tart for its simplicity in ingredients, but its complex flavors. Milk tart was introduced by Dutch settlers, and the Cape Malay people introduced the addition of cinnamon. The spice connects with my Indian roots and its flavors. As often, warm spices such as cinnamon is used in the preparation of food and drink in Indian cuisine. The fondest memory for me that connects with milk tart is my brother and I fighting over the last slice. Being the eldest, I would often cave in, but he would share a bite or two with me. You should try this to experience South Africa's melting pot of flavors and just to enjoy one amazingly delicious dessert. I do hope that the milk tart has a place on your dessert table this festive season. Take care and enjoy.
Oh, no. No. So I guess my custard didn't set. Custard! I'm gonna give you a close-up shot of this monster. You know in Great British Bake Off when they have the illustration of what the cake is supposed to look like, and then you see like what ends up happening sometimes, and you're like, that does not look like what it was supposed to look like. Here's a side-by-side. Paul Hollywood will not be giving me a handshake on this one. It tastes good. It tastes kind of like horchata. Have you ever had that? The vanilla and the cinnamon together are really nice. I'm kind of pulling at straws here. Ultimately, I chose to make this dish. I had all of these submissions and I saw the Melktert and I was like, yes, I think I can make that. Why not? Why not indeed? Does it taste good? Yes. Could I serve this to anybody? No. No, I could not. I put a poll on Instagram because I was having all of these struggles being like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I lie and kind of, fake the camera work and make it seem like I did all of these perfectly? Do I try to keep remaking them until I figure it out? The other thing that I was worried about was the idea that like my failures might reflect poorly on everybody who submitted a dish, and I really hope that that's not what it is. My failures are my own, and it's not about the recipes that you shared or the foods from your cultures. It's just, this is me. And so I hope that you guys have a little bit of grace, and I don't know, sometimes cooking is messy. Ultimately, you guys kind of voted that I should just keep it real, so that's what I've done here. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but I also think with certain things, like there is this idea of staying in your lane. I did not stay in my lane. I went big, I tried to impress the judges type of thing, and I'm gonna be sent home for it. But this does taste good.
Hi, I'm Emily and I am from Montreal, Canada. And the dish I want to share with you today is translated as poor man's pudding, but here in Quebec we call it Pouding Chômeur. Pouding Chômeur is simply white cake bathed in a maple caramel sauce. It doesn't look like much except exactly what it is, which is cake doused in sauce. It blends French and Indigenous culinary techniques, all while being exemplary of the resilience of the working class women of Quebec. I love this dish because it is very simple and it has all the elements of comfort food. It is sweet, warm, and soft, and the maple caramel, which you should be very generous with, will have you going for seconds. My family was never big on sweets, so I was always very excited when my friends' moms would serve Pouding Chômeur after dinner with a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. Like many of Quebec's traditional dishes, Pouding Chômeur first appeared during the Great Depression, with stale bread often standing in for cake batter. Since you can make it with what you have on hand, Pouding Chômeur is a great holiday food. Don't worry about making it look pretty, there are no rules. Just make sure it's extra decadent and served hot. If you like sweet, syrupy desserts that aren't a big fuss, I definitely think you should try this one.
I think that I made this correctly. There is one place where I do think I made a tiny mistake, but I'm gonna try this first. Whoa! Whoa! Wow. That's delicious. Okay. The maple syrup taste is glorious. Whew. Okay, the mistake part. Here it is. This was a very interesting cake to make because it kind of cooked in all of that cream and maple syrup. So I was confused and I emptied out some of the liquid thinking, oh, this is too much. It's too much liquid. And so I kind of like scooped some of it out and cooked it. And the thing is, I think I should have left all of it. I think that I got scared. I think I wasn't trusting my gut. Both times now with the lemon squares and with this, I should have trusted. Maybe I have a baking gut. Maybe I do have a baking gut. I don't know, but then you gotta think about the South African Melktert, so maybe we don't. This still turned out beautifully. You can taste the maple syrup through all of it. It's not just on the bottom that's all kind of like puddingy. The maple syrup flavor is through the whole cake. It is a moist cake. And like the top browns so beautifully, so it's got a little bit of crisp on it, which I like sometimes, a little bit of crunch on cake, you know what I mean? You know, if there was ever a dessert that feels Canadian, it is this one. I'm sorry that this episode it was a bit of a fail, but I think that like so often on the internet, we only see this kind of curated beauty of every dish works out and every outfit is beautiful. Well, like, you know what? Sometimes your cake melts in the fridge. It happens, and life goes on, and you can try again, or you cannot, and just support your local bakery. A huge thank you to everybody who submitted videos for today's episode. I am so sorry, but know that, I love you all. And I will see you next week with a non-baking episode.